What's going on? This is Dre. You're watching Harrison Family Values, the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. You could be doing anything else, but you decided to be here with me. You are the true MVP. So thank you guys so much for watching, okay? Make sure you leave a comment down below on this topic. Hit the like button no matter what platform you're watching. It helps the algorithm push this video out for more people to watch. And yeah, man, I just appreciate you guys being here, whether you're watching it live with me now or you're watching the replay. I'm not going to prolong this. Going to go right into this, all right? So, co-parenting is not easy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of humility. It takes an individual, in order to successfully co-parent with another individual, to sort of not be selfish and believe that their way is the only way to operate. Let's think about it like this. The most important thing is what's in the best interest of the child, not in what's in the best interest of you. And I think a lot of people go into co-parenting situations thinking that they know better, so they should have all the say in the world, as if the other parent is excluded completely from any and all decisions pertaining to the child. And I think that's absolutely wrong. And the only person that really suffers is the child. So one, never put the child in the middle of whatever drama that you guys may be having as adults. Because truth be told, let's get real. At one point, you guys were feeling each other. Literally and figuratively. Which is why that little bundle of joy is here in the first place. Okay? All right? Even if it was short term, you guys did whatever you guys did in order for that child to be here. So at one point, there was some kind of like, okay? But I think that we all have to get to the place where we grow up, become mature, and start thinking about others instead of ourselves. Or stop trying to gain control over something in order to feel like they have a say or they're more powerful in a specific situation. Our children aren't pawns. They're not meant to make us feel powerful. We are to love them and raise them to become secure adults. And you inserting your personal drama with the other individual into the child's life is hurting them more than it's helping, right? And sometimes when you're co-parenting, you may not be happy with what's happening in the other person's home or how they are living, and you think that because you're in a better position that the child should be solely with you. And it's messed up. It's messed up. Because truth be told, kids don't care about more or less the living situation. They just want to spend time with their parent, whether it's the mom or the father. And if I can be frank and honest with you guys heard this on my channel before. I was a single father and I had custody of my kids. And if you would have came to my house 10 years ago, more like 12, 13 years ago, you would have been like, yo, how are the kids living in this situation? And it wasn't completely bad. I had 3 kids living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and they had the bedroom, and I was sleeping in the living room. We did that for 4 years. 4 years. 4 years, right? And we made it work. We made it work, okay? Thankfully, we're not in that position now, but we made it work then, and we didn't complain. It wasn't like my kids were angry at their situation. They were just happy to be around me. That's all it was. They were happy to be around me. I was their father. Okay? And that's what it was. In this video we're going to watch, this mother found out that her child, I think it was a daughter, when she would go visit her father and stay there overnight, she found out that her daughter was sleeping in the walk-in closet. Her response is probably going to surprise you. So let's take a look at her response and see how she approached this situation. Shout out to the chancla free mommy. If you guys can just go over there to her Instagram. She also is a fellow educator. So shout out to all the educators. But she found out that her ex-husband had her daughter sleeping in the closet. And this was her response. Would this be your response? Let's watch.
A few years back, when my daughter's dad and I divorced, he later on ended up moving in with his then girlfriend, now wife, and they didn't have enough room to have an actual room for my daughter. So they put a little bed for her in their walk-in closet in their room.
How many of you guys would flip if you found out that your child, when going to visit the other parent, was sleeping in the closet? How many of you guys would be like, yo, that's never going to happen. My child's never coming to you again. Oh my gosh. How many of us would actually do that, right? How many? I know some of you guys would, because I know of situations. Let me go to this camera here. I know of situations where parents will refuse visitation just because the child doesn't have like a room in the apartment, because maybe dad or mom has a 1-bedroom apartment and the child doesn't have their own bedroom. So they would refuse visitation, which is illegal. Refuse visitation of that child because the parent doesn't have a separate room for the child, without considering the fact that when the child does go for visitation, the parent will sleep on the couch and let the child sleep on the bed. But petty parents do stupid, selfish things like keep the child away from the parent because they have something to prove. So let's see what was her response.
And so she lived there when she would go visit and stay over for her visitation time for about a year, until their lease expired and they got a new lease, and then they got an apartment with an extra room where she could have her own room. But during that time, during that year, she slept in the walk-in closet.
Facts, Mom.
Fast forward years later, we drove by those apartments and she recognized, oh, my daddy and I used to live there. And that's when I slept in the closet. I said, oh, yeah, I remember that. And that's all I said. Oh, yeah, I remember that. And she said, you know, Mommy, I liked sleeping in that closet. I said, really? Tell me about that. And she said, I felt safe because it smelled like my daddy's clothes.
Plot twist. Wow. She felt safe because it felt like her daddy's clothes. She was sleeping in the walk-in closet.
I'm going to tell you something. Your children don't need a palace.
Message.
They don't need the luxury of your presence.
Let them know.
They need the gifts of your presence.
Let them know.
And because she was given that, she felt safe in that environment. She didn't see a closet. She saw a place where she could smell her dad. And I facilitated that too by not making it into a negative.
How many of you guys would have made it into a negative?
And by being open to her experience with
Wow.
it. A few years.
Wow. Amazing response to an unfortunate situation that we see as adults, but the child saw it as a place of safety. And shout out to my mother in the chat who said, and she's absolutely right, some walk-in closets are absolutely ginormous. I know some walk-in closets that are bigger than some of the spare bedrooms I have here. Like, they're huge. Huge. All right? But the perception. And if you're dealing with a parent who might be immature, they would look at that situation and think that my child is too good for that. When the child is thinking, oh, wow, I feel closer to my dad. I feel safe because this closet and the clothes within it smells like my father, and I feel close and safe and secure, which should be our primary goal, to make sure that our children are secure. Okay? Because here's the thing. Some of us will raise insecure children because we want to give them, let's say, their own room and their own TVs and electronics and own everything. And they don't have to, none of that. We don't spend time with them. We just shoo them away, get out of our way. Here's this electronics. You want Jordans? Here, Jordan. Just leave me alone. And all this child really wanted was to be close to her father. And the chocolate-free mommy said it best. Like, kids don't really want they might want your present. Let's not front. Like, if you give them a present, they're going to want it. But they value your presence more than just a present. Which is why you can be a deadbeat father or a deadbeat mom by not being there for your child. And you can buy gifts for your child from the time they're born till the time they're like 18, 19. But when they become 18 and 19, they have animosity towards you because you spent zero time with them, despite spending hundreds or maybe thousands of dollars throughout the years gifting them things. That's not a concern for a lot of kids. They spell love as this, Time. And it doesn't have to be like, you have to go to an amusement park. Time like, hey, I need a ride to school. Okay, let me give you that time to spend with you to give them a ride to school. Like things like that matter to children. It matters. Not the fact that they have to sleep, they sleep in their own But now, mind you, if there was siblings, like, me and I grew up with, I have a twin sister. We grew up in, sleeping in the room from the time we were like maybe 12. And at that point, my mother, fixed up the attic and allowed me and my little brother to sleep in the attic because, we didn't want to sleep in the same room no more, right? There's a necessity there. But if we were going to go visit probably another parent, we would be just happy to be there with the parent. This mom was mature enough to recognize that and not make it into a negative, because we make things like that into a negative. Kids will go jumping in the mud and we get mad because they're dirty. They're having fun, but we're getting mad because they're getting dirty. This child is excited to be in her father's presence, even if she's sleeping in a walk-in closet that smells like him. But our perception is, oh, he's in a closet? The child is sleeping in a closet? No way. I'm not going for that. Give me my baby back. Ribs with barbecue sauce. No, let me stop. See, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. We got to stop acting and moving in life as co-parents that way. When we are able to peacefully co-parent, our children grow up more secure. She was mature enough to identify the situation, the nuances about her sleeping in a walk-in closet, and understand the situation, knowing that it's temporary. And when they finally got their the lease was done, because when you have a lease, you can't just leave. The lease was done, and they got a big apartment with an extra bedroom so that when the daughter does come and visit, she has a place to sleep. But the daughter would prefer sleeping in the closet next to her dad's clothes because it smells like him and she feels more secure. Children have such innocent simplicity, and their outlook on life is amazing, which is why Jesus says that we ought to be like little children when we come to him. Innocent-minded, free of the cares of the world and the conveniences of life. Because we care about life's conveniences. Big house, nice cars, and we teach our kids that. We might be poisoning them without even realizing it. And this mom, who deserves to be celebrated because of this, I don't know her personally, but she did the right thing and approached it in a very sane, selfless, humble, understanding way that didn't bash the daughter's perception of her father. If you want to raise secure children, here's one thing that you can do or not do. And that's to bash the other parent in front of that child, no matter what the situation is. If you have to keep the child away for the child's safety, not for your ego, that's different. But you still don't got to mention anything to the child, because children identify with both parents, because for some innate reason, they believe that the parent is a part of them. So when you tell a young boy, your daddy ain't sugar, honey, iced tea, he's going to be raised believing that he too is not sugar, honey, iced tea. Fathers, you tell your daughters your mom is a 304, she's going to internalize that and say, maybe I'm that too. Let's stop fighting and bickering and being immature children with our co-parent, because it's the children we're raising to be secure adults. Shout out to the Chocolate Free Mommy for her response and sharing this video and allowing her daughter to be a little bit more closer to a secure adulthood in life. And that's my encouragement to you guys. Live life and stop impeding on our children's perception of the other parent, because we are ego-driven, egocentric, self-centered individuals that want to have our way. You chose to have a child with the other person. Now it's time for you to raise a child with that other person. And it's not about what you want and having your way. It's about what's in the best interest of the little one. All right, and that's my short video for today, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far in the video, short video, please do me a favor, hit the like button and the bell notification next to it so it'll let you know when I upload new videos, when I go live like I'm doing right now. And also, if you would like to support the channel, there's a couple of ways to do so. You can hit the thanks button down below if you're watching the replay on YouTube, or you can hit the super chat if you're watching live, or you can hit the subscribe button. I'm all over it. It's been a while, so please forgive me. You can hit the join button down below and you can support the channel monthly, or you can go to patreon.com. For everybody watching on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, you can go to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values and join one of our monthly support tiers. Very inexpensive, as low as I think $3 or $5 a month that you can support this channel. And you can go to amazon.com and then you can search From a Fatherless Father to His Sons. That's my book. Yes, I'm a published author. That's my book. You can go there and purchase the book and support the channel that way. Or you can look down below in the video if you're watching on YouTube. There's some merch there that you can purchase and it'll support the channel as well. All right, guys. That's all I got for you today. I really thank you guys for watching. And until the next upload or live stream, I'm out. Peace.